Hi there, this is Adam Jones from Shimano. Hope you guys are well. Today I'm out on another beautiful spring day here in Sweden on another absolutely stunning lake. This place is unbelievable. What you can't see is it is still pretty cold. There is a cold wind whistling through my ears at the moment and it is definitely not summertime. Obviously the sunshine maybe looks like that on the other side of the lens. Today we are pure and simple springtime fishing for perch. You know, they're post-spawn, they're starting to feed, but they're still a little bit lethargic. And I wanted to talk through a few of those tips for finding perch this time of year. They've gone past that cycle where they've all shoaled up and gone for their spawning sessions, and now they're back into feeding hard, and you just need to find the shoals to start picking out those fish. So what I'm going to do is give you 3 tips to think about when you're out there perch fishing. They're not groundbreaking, but if you're not thinking about them at the moment, then it could be the difference between putting a few extra fish on the bank. And as we go, I'll give you a few more thoughts of mine, of things that I do when I'm thinking about targeting the fish this time of year. Now, the first thing you need to think about when looking for perch is to try and stick to the feeding windows. If you've got just a few hours in the day to go perch fishing, make sure it is either dawn or dusk. It seems that when it's cold, the dusk time for me, certainly in the UK and where I've been in Europe, seems to be the best time. And as it starts to warm up, that morning dawn period can be deadly as well. But, oh, there's a fish. There you go, that's a perch. It can be deadly as well. So first thing you want to try and do is dawn and dusk. That was a lovely bite as well. That took it right deep into the paws, which is going to lead me on to another one of my tips in a minute. So once you've decided that you're going to fish dawn or dusk, you need to then think about structure. So if you're fishing from a boat, you want to start looking for pinnacles, drop-offs. I'll just get this fish dealt with and then I will keep talking. That is a really, really pretty Swedish perch. At least I've managed to find the structure that I'm about to tell you about. There you go. That is just beautiful. So structure, if you're on the boat, you need to be looking for drop-offs. Kind of at the moment we're on a pinnacle, rocky kind of areas or wood piles. Perch just love structure. They love to ambush their prey. So you want to try and find that structure. Now, if you're fishing from the bank, the same rules apply. You want to try and find drop-offs that you can fish from the bank. You want to try and find rock pinnacles coming off of the side of the bank, fallen trees, those sorts of classic pieces of structure. That is going to make your perch fishing much, much easier. Now, with structure, you're then looking for the prime piece of real estate is structure with bait fish. So if you can find an area that's got bait fish dawn and dusk, you might see the bait fish just dappling on the surface. You might even be lucky and start seeing some strikes, in which case, listen to nature. Look at what you're seeing, and that is most likely where you're going to start finding those fish. Now, as you can see, I'm fishing a relatively finesse method. So at the moment, I'm fishing a 10-gram cheb weight. I'm fishing up to maybe 3 meters of water. I'm in probably 6 at the moment. That just helps me get down to the bottom, but it's a really small presentation. It's a little soft plastic. It's kind of a Ned bait, but it's a bait you can fish quite fast or quite slow, and that's the beauty of the cheb rig. You can fish it like a jig, you can fish it like a Ned. It's a very, very versatile bait. But the first thing to think about when you're fishing this time of year is try and slow down. If you're not a perch fisherman and you've not fished through the winter, you're probably fishing too fast. And that's including jigs. Even if you're jigging, you want to jig up and down and then let that drop onto the bottom. Jig up and down, let it drop onto the bottom. Give it moments of stillness, and oftentimes that's where the perch will come out and absolutely nail it. So those are my top 3 tips, I think, for trying to locate those perch. The first thing is timing, dawn or dusk. The second thing is structure and bait fish. If you can locate bait fish and you can locate structure, you should be able to locate those perch. And then the next thing is just be a bit slower than you think. If you're fishing a jig, you still need to get that paddle tail working. You still need to be working it in the right column of the water, but try and slow down. Little erratic bounces, not just hammering straight retrieves this time of year. Something to really get them fired up. Once you start getting them fired up, you can probably start to fish faster and faster. Now, the very last thing I'll say before I go is just to talk about, if I was looking at a new body of water and I wanted to try and find the perch, the first thing I'd be doing is taking big perch out of my head and putting any perch into my head. And the reason I say that is I think a lot of people will grab even these Ned baits or you know, shads that are yay big and go out perch fishing, which will catch you perch. But the most important thing is finding where those perch are. So the way I would do that is fish something really small. That is like a 3 gram, even a 2 gram jig head, and just go out with a really, really light BFS rod or a light spinning rod, 0.7 to 7 gram, that sort of size range, and just go and find small perch. Once you locate an area where there are lots of small perch, then start scaling it up and try and find the bigger ones. You might not find the bigger ones with the small perch, but you will find them within a decent area of that location of those small perch. So I guess my pro tip, again, for want of a better word, is start small and get bigger in terms of your presentations, and hopefully that will help you bank a few more perch as you go. So hopefully that's helped. Like I said, that's what I think about when I'm out perch fishing. There are loads of other things to think about. If you haven't started, it's a wonderful species to target. I absolutely love them. And they are a species that are really obliging this time of year, obliging through the summer. Get to grips with these finesse techniques now. When you come to the winter, the fish will just start getting bigger and bigger. So thank you very much for watching this YouTube video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been useful. As always, like and subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you guys very, very soon. Cheers.